Okay, welcome to House of Decline, fellas and ladies and non-binary individuals. What a show we have for you today. First off, before we introduce anyone, at the top of the show, I'm going to plug our Patreon. Patreon.com/House of Decline. That's Haus of Decline. It's different from the regular house. I don't know why. We just did it that way.
German.
That's Patreon. What?
Because it's German.
It's German, yeah. And that's why we have so many German fans for some reason.
We have 3% are German fans.
3% are German fans because they said, House, that's us. Yeah. That's us guys. We're Germans. We like houses. And so, yeah, patreon.com/House of Decline. You get extra comics, extra podcasts, behind-the-scenes photos. What a great deal, a deal there ever was. Give to your media people. But today on the show, we have, you heard before, Steven, as always.
Hi.
And we have a special guest on, Elijah Craan.
Hello.
And Elijah, you are a comedian, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I consider myself more like a humorist. Like, you know, Dave Barry, that's probably...
Yeah. That's your speed. You do little observations. You do your little observations about stuff.
I'm looking up Dave Barry.
Dave Barry? He's a columnist. He does humorous little bon mots all the time. Good old Dave Barry. Are you a humorist like H.L. Mencken?
No, like, I'm like the guy that does the little satirical articles in the New Yorker.
Yeah.
Okay. Shouts and murmurs.
You're like an Andy Borowitz type?
Andy Borowitz, yeah.
You do the Craan report where you...
Yeah, I'll say, I can say a joke, a Borowitz like little piece right here if you...
Right, yeah, absolutely.
Please. Today, NRA spokesman said, we're going to buy guns.
That's your observation?
Yeah.
That's great. That's hot. That's what people who read the New Yorker want. It's wry. It's witty. It's wry. You know, have you considered going on Prairie Home Companion?
It's canceled. You can't go on Prairie Home Companion because it's canceled.
They had to. He was. Man, the riff's not going to work because I can't remember his name. Who's the host?
Garrison Keillor.
Garrison Keillor.
Yeah.
Garrison Keillor was going to buy NBC, so they Me Too'd him.
Yeah. He was going to use his Prairie Home Companion money.
Oh no. Can you imagine him like coming on to a lady Louis C.K. style? Well, sir, gonna pull out my penis. Gonna pull it out good. In the spring, in the summer. Down by Lake Wobegon.
Yeah.
Pulling out our penises. You know, in that very style. And he traumatizes them. That's what he would do.
I want to bring it back. I've been trying to think of who the perfect host to bring back Prairie Home Companion would be. Do you guys have any ideas?
Like it needs to be a folksy guy. I
mean, it could be anyone. I was thinking like, who's a good guy? Like,
how about that banjo player from Mumford and Sons who's also a Nazi?
Okay.
How about that guy? He's real country. He's real Midwest rye.
I was thinking maybe Chris Rock.
Sure. Absolutely.
Doing Prairie Home Companion?
Doing Prairie Home. I mean, he starred in Fargo. You know, that's a hop, skip, and a jump away from Prairie Home Companion. Elijah, you got any ideas of who should be the new host of Prairie Home Companion?
You guys seen Deliverance?
Yeah.
Just any of those those guys. Not the main four, not the city slickers that got what was coming to them, but
oh boy,
that's the message of that movie is that
in front of a live studio audience, it's Squeal Like a Pig, our one and only bit on Prairie Home Companion.
Well, sir, I'm gonna squeal like a pig down by Lake Wobegon in the spring. Gonna squeal like a pig. Fucking, that is That is a weird genre of comedy. The folksy sort of not funny, but you go, that's sort of pleasant. That's what Canada's all about. Canadian humor is that. That's what Schitt's Creek is. It's not funny, but it's sort of warm and inviting, you know.
I don't know. My mom thought Schitt's Creek was funny.
That's good. Your mom is terrible at comedy. Forget about your mother. She's not doing comedy. No, I'm sure your mom is nice.
Why don't we bring up your mom if we're gonna do mom stuff, huh?
Okay, yeah. What is my?
I was
mom?
reading this thing. Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton, yeah.
The guy from Star Trek, young
Wesley
ensign,
Crusher.
whatever. Apparently he was like abused by his parents.
What?
Well, in that they made him be a child actor.
Oh, okay. That's a common thing.
So I just kept thinking of you and your mom.
No. Okay. Yes, a little. Not really, but she definitely was a stage mother.
It's a very. I mean, I don't want to make fun of Will Wheaton, I guess, but
I wouldn't call giving you the opportunity to play the coolest character in any Star Trek show abuse.
Oh, you're a Wesley fan, Elijah? You're a huge Wesley guy?
Yeah, he's a young genius prodigy, and I see a lot of myself in him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I was a kid, no fooling, I actually did love Wesley Crusher, and I did see myself in him as the intended, perfect character, perfect kid character. He's the perfect kid. It's Wesley.
Okay. Will Wheaton's parents stole all of his child actor money, too.
Did they? That's really bad. That is abuse. That is very abusive. That's a con. Yeah, my mom didn't do that.
Dumb kid. Why didn't you set up a bank account?
Yeah. Now he has to do Nerdist style content for the rest of his life. I gotta keep reviewing board games. These terrible.
He's gonna be president one day.
President Will Wheaton? Yeah.
Yeah. Ready Player One. He's president. That's a tome of the future.
You're right. It's Reddit. The future is Reddit.
You think the future president is on Reddit right now?
The future president is absolutely on Reddit right now.
The current president's on Reddit looking at our ice cream cones going, man, I wish I had one. Wish I had one of those. Wow.
All right. What's the spread? Is the future president on the r/neoliberal subreddit, or on the fat people getting owned subreddit?
R idiots.
The last remaining conservative subreddit.
The last fat. Is it called R fat people getting?
I don't
owned?
know. I don't know.
I'm sure that exists.
That's Elijah. That's pretty much correct. Like the last remaining conservative subreddits are the video ones of bad shit happening to people.
Yeah.
So if you go to like idiots in cars or public freakout, you can find all the conservatives there.
Yeah.
Which is funny because they're in the comments. They're like just being horrible. They have to turn off the comments every time someone posts. Now the moderators are like, okay, so apparently some of you like to wage a culture war in the comments, so we've shut them off until you can behave.
This is a wholesome subreddit of people having the worst day of their life.
How dare you interfere with your politics? Didn't have to bring red and blue into this. We can all the color of laughter is yellow,
for pee.
Exactly, for smiles.
Pee is the funniest liquid.
I used to find those public freakout subreddits very funny, and then as I got older and started having more public freakouts, they got less funny to me.
Have you had some public freakouts lately?
No, not. Sometimes you'll just be you'll be a maniac. There's this guy in my neighborhood, and he's very flamboyantly gay, and he talks like this, and he carries around like one of those stereo pills, then he's bumping like 90s style Euro house music a lot. But this guy is like a huge anti-vaxxer and anti-masker, and he'll go up to people and he'll shout like, "You're killing your children! You're killing your children!" And he has this haircut. It used to be like a tennis ball. It used to be neon green. And then he shaved it into a Travis Bickle-style mohawk. And this guy, and he'll like pass people on his bike and saying, "You wear a diaper on your face. You wear a diaper on your face." And I know this guy is mentally ill, and he's probably houseless, probably doesn't have a lot of place to go. I shouldn't be mad at him, but it's just like, one day I went up to him and I said, "Hey, bro, kill yourself." And I actually, no, because I did have a public friend. I got so fucking mad at him that I told him to kill yourself.
Oh,
and then
shit,
he just responded to me, "You're killing yourself with the mask." And, we kept shouting at each other. But, if had someone caught me on film doing that and posted it on the Reddit, I'm sure it would have made up, because it's me who's like a chubster, who's like a frumpy looking chubster fighting with a very conspicuous looking flamboyant gay man about masks.
Okay. Next time you do it, just do kill yourself and then houseofdecline.com and then patreon.com/houseofdecline.
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
That's all you have to do. We'll get on Reddit and by golly, we'll make some money.
That's what our motto should be, is kill yourself. That's our, because it's not a direction. It's just a motto,
You're good on Tucker Carlson that way. Fat Canadians that draw penis comics are telling you to kill yourself, and this is acceptable? Do you like it? I don't.
I like fat Canadians telling you to kill yourself is funny. I like that conceit. Oh, these goddamn fat ass Canadians coming down. I like this new stereotype of fat Canadians. These roly-poly Canadians, they're rolling down the Rocky Mountains, and they're taking us honest Americans out like bowling pins.
So I don't see why Canadians need maple syrup rations. This isn't World War II anymore.
Yeah, we don't squeeze our bottles of maple syrup Popeye-like and ingest them into our mouths, and then start punching Nazis in Ypres. Wait, was Ypres World War I or II? I forget. But we Canadians, Ypres.
What?
Ypres. It's spelled Ypres. It's a city in France that Canada had a large amount to do with in a war. We learn about it in our schools. We learn about all the famous Canadian battles. Yeah, did you know that Canadians were also at D-Day? Our beach was not Omaha Beach, but Nebraska Beach.
Why didn't you guys get to name the beach after something Canadian? That's my question.
We should have called it Quebec Beach.
Yeah, like Saskatchewan Beach. Why is it Nebraska?
Beach? I don't know what beach we actually landed. I say we, like I was there.
That's cucked behavior, if you don't mind my appropriation of the term.
Canada,
we're pretty cucked to America. No one's going to deny.
I love the appropriate.
Got that right.
Yeah, all of our medias, you guys, CanCon is this. American media is so good that we had to create a law such that it didn't dominate our television. Have you heard about CanCon?
Yeah, you have to have a certain amount of Canadian programming on the stations or whatever.
Yeah, which is how you get, stuff like, I don't know, Little Mosque on the Prairie. But that was a CBC show.
That's
Corner Gas.
That's awesome.
Corner Gas. People know. Thank God.
Corner Gas played down here for some reason.
What?
Yeah, in Tennessee.
No way.
Like in 2007.
Was it because it was country and it was like, oh, country people will relate to this?
It was on a channel called, that I don't even think exists anymore, called WGN. Oh. It wasn't even like a cable channel.
Yeah. It was a weird also ran broadcast channel that doesn't exist. You think there's not a lot going on? Look closer, baby, you're so wrong. That happened to me, and because we got
singing the opening theme, "Not a Lot Going On" by Craig Northey and Jesse Valenzuela. How the hell do you know that?
It's a thought because Corner Gas played all the time in Canada.
How does your brain keep this is so many times you surprise me where someone will bring up something I've never heard of. And you start singing the theme song.
Corner Gas is, you have to understand that Corner Gas is one of the most overplayed Canadian media properties in our country. Like, it is inescapable. You still see, there's an animated series that's still going on today.
What?
Yeah, there's a Corner Gas animated series. You can look it up. It's still the same character. I guess the dad died, so they had to use a different guy for him. But we got to get our CanCon out. We got to support our good Canadian animators.
I'm kind of
We're still going to steal all your good talent anyway.
Yeah.
Alex, that's an invitation.
Okay, I'd love to come to. I'd love to come.
No,
to America.
I was kind of banking on the fact that maybe our podcast could be picked up on the Canadian radio or something if they run out of things,
Oh no, we created CBC 9. We don't have enough content for CBC 9. No, that's untrue. The entire our Canadian Broadcasting Corporation loses. They just slash it every year, and it keeps getting smaller and smaller. There was a time like in the 60s and 70s when there was like a big fervor for public broadcasting, but it has since waned. Which makes no sense to me because like you end up with big hits like Schitt's Creek that make a fuck ton of money. And you can consistently deal those out. Like even the CBC was responsible for stuff like Kids in the Hall, which is now achieving a renaissance on Amazon Prime. I don't know why more governments don't invest in their media, and especially like it's stuff that you can export. Do your cultural exportation. You know how many people wanted to move to Canada because of the goddamn Bird Lady sketch?
Really?
People were like, I want to fuck bird ladies. I want to go up to Canada and fuck bird ladies, That's all they got there. I was actually watching Kids in the Hall, and it's shocking to me that you had fucking Scott Thompson doing these pretty rough gay jokes on public Canadian television in 1992, It's, I feel like we missed a great era. Now all you have is Schitt's Creek, where it's like Dan Levy is, I guess he's gay, but he's telling very comfy, The Office-style gay jokes,
You got to give The Office a little more credit.
That's true. The Office is better than Schitt's Creek. That's for sure. The Office had a lot of good jokes in it. We rag on The Office, but it has a lot of very, very funny moments.
Yeah, I have seen it twice, so can't rag on it that much.
There is a show that I've seen a lot because I watched it when I was more emotionally immature, and it was Scrubs. I've seen Scrubs like 5 times, like all of Scrubs.
Huh. What's
even
the
weird 9th season?
Can you sing the theme song?
Oh yeah, of course. I can't
make this all on my own.
I'm no Superman. Boo. Woo.
Nice.
I can remember a bunch of because licensed music was a huge part of the Scrubs universe, and so you had Colin Hay from Men at Work doing the song Overkill, and you had a big Overkill. Everyone loves that Men at Work song. No, not Down Under. It's Overkill. Everyone's favorite Men at Work song.
They did the We Come From the Land Down Under, that one?
Yeah. But he also did a song that was featured on Scrubs, and they had the Down Under guy playing acoustic guitar. While JD went through a montage of hospital mishaps. It's a very weird show. So there's this thing in The Simpsons, which like what James L. Brooks specifically brought to The Simpsons was the idea that occasionally, if you do a little sentimentality, then your comedy hits a lot better because it's like, oh, these characters are human. I can relate to them better. It's in The Simpsons with Moaning Lisa. It's like it's a great episode. They do something very sweet and that grounds you to these characters. But you only devote about like 2 or 3% of the runtime of the episode to the sentimental moments. Scrubs was like, we are going to devote 40% of the goddamn show to these incredibly weepy sentimental moments. So it has this very saccharine, Paul McCartney-esque quality to it, But that's selling Paul McCartney short. Paul McCartney's better than Scrubs.
Also, there's a lot of sex on that show, too, for network sitcom, I feel like.
There was too much sex on Scrubs.
I didn't say too much.
They had it's that the pretty Carla. I know that she appears in a lot of stuff. She's pretty. She's a pretty lady. Also, Elliot. I think she's also on Rick and Morty. She plays the mom on Rick and Morty. She's a good actor. They're good acting. Well, not Zach Braff. I never got the charm. I feel like they perfected Zach. They did a better version of Zach Braff with Ben Schwartz. You know. It's like, we got it right this time.
Who's the they?
Huh?
Who's the they? You said they did? Who's
the
they?
Big Yakub.
Okay.
Yakub and his scientists continuing to craft Jews. They craft
who
white
control
Jews.
the Hollywood. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
No.
The Jews control Hollywood, but it's not the ones you think. It's the black Israelites.
Yes, exactly.
The guys on the street corner are just a front.
Mel Brooks was a black man. Many people don't know this, but Mel Brooks was a black man. Harvey Weinstein. No, I'm not going to go. No.
This could go any number of directions. All of them are fascinating to me.
All of them are wonderful.
Man.
So yeah, don't watch Scrubs. Don't watch Garden State. Did you watch Garden State? Did you have a weepy moment with Garden State when you were a teen?
I mean, I liked it okay, but I didn't really.
You didn't define yourself.
No.
What was your teen movie that you defined yourself on? Or like a movie?
I wasn't a huge movie guy.
Or it was like a TV show or like a character you wanted to emulate. Because that's like, for Zach Braff, people wanted to be the Zach Braff guy in Garden State, like a pathetic indie music loving guy who gets...
Yeah, they did.
Manic Pixie Dream Girl was coined because of that movie, because of Natalie Portman in that movie.
That's kind of a mean phrase, you know?
Yeah. It is. It is. Well, I think, who's the guy that invented Nathan Rabin, right, is the guy that invented it, the AV Club film critic. And he later came to regret it because it was used to describe too many people. You know,
it was later used to describe his own wife.
Oh no! Oh no! It's you don't like it when it's the shoes on the other foot, Nathan Rabin. Manic Pixie Dream Girl. Did you ever want a Manic Pixie Dream Girl, a Ramona Flowers?
She was pretty hot, but
she was. In that movie, was Scott Pilgrim a big deal? Scott Pilgrim was a big deal to me because it took place in Toronto, and he was like, this guy's like mine. He lives in the same place I live in. That makes it cool. Also, the art's pretty good. I like the art in it.
I think I'd already graduated when it came out, but I really did. I loved the movie just on like an entertainment level.
Mm-hmm. It's like, from what I've heard, because you're slightly younger than us, I think. I'm
30.
You're 30? Okay, you're not. You're basically
slightly younger. Yeah, we're
slightly,
like 32.
you are slightly younger.
So, but
I've heard
huge difference
from Zoomers. Apparently, Zoomers are obsessed with Scott Pilgrim. Like, it's a big Zoomer shibboleth movie. Like, it's, what is that to millennials? I guess to what Garden State was to millennials, Scott Pilgrim is to Zoomers. It comes out, like, when you're in high school or when you're in middle school and you see it, and it's like, it becomes your role model of what cool is supposed to be, or if not cool, what sensitive or emotional is supposed to be. I think with me, you know, it wasn't Garden State for me. I think my fetish objects, my movie or entertainment fetish objects were anime. That's what I modeled. I modeled myself after Luffy. I wanted to be Monkey D. Luffy more than anyone else.
You were watching One Piece in high school?
Oh, yeah.
That's funny. I had a friend who also watched a lot of One Piece in high school.
Well, that's when the anime was good. Before after Cypher Pull, after Enies Lobby, the anime goes straight to shit. I'll tell you some real One Piece talk. What people are here for is some real One Piece talk.
Hey, we have a review of the podcast on Apple Music.
What?
And it's
What did
like
they say?
they give us 4 stars, They're like, it's a good podcast, but they don't talk about anime enough.
Really?
So yeah, so we got to. I try to bring it up a little more.
I try to bring anime up a little more. My favorite, I love. You know, what's my favorite thing is recommending anime and saying like, I know it's very horny. I know these girls are under 18, but stick with it. It gets good. I love having that. I love having that disclaimer that I have to give to people before watching anime. That was me with Gurren Lagann. Like, I recommend Gurren Lagann, but it's also, you know, it's a very excessively horny show. Not excessively, but that's part of what makes it. That's part of the charm, I would argue. I can't think of anything else. What's excessively horny in our mainstream? Because Marvel movies are very unhorny.
Yeah,
That's
they
what I've
talk
noticed
about that. Do you guys think that's like a valid criticism of the Marvel movies, that there's no sex in them?
Maybe not there's no sex, but they are loveless movies. It's like you don't see people be passionate in them. You see people be like stoic and serious, but
Well, I figure sure they could horn it up a little more. Like, remember there was that one Marvel movie where like the lady who's in blue
yeah.
was naked. Do you remember that?
The
She's
blue,
like,
Mystique, but that's
Mystique.
not sexual. She's just that's just her
She was
everyday
naked.
wear.
She's
Yeah.
naked.
And that wasn't like a MCU movie either, right?
Yeah, it was a Bryan Singer pedophile universe. It was the Marvel pedophile universe. The MPU. It was an MPU movie.
I forgot they had two different universes.
Yeah, you know, there's Earth 616, and then there's Earth
Under 14.
under 14. No, no. I don't want to know about that. Yeah, but she wasn't naked because she didn't have any nipples. She had spikes. She was spiky like a cat
nipples,
penis.
Nipples is what defines nudity.
Exactly. If it
Oh,
ain't
I
got
see.
no nipples.
My penis doesn't have any nipples.
Exactly, which is why you can show it. Which is why you show it everywhere.
That's cool.
That's why you could show your penis on television. I bet if you did have a penis that looked like one of my guys' penises, you probably could get away with showing that on TV because people would be like, "Oh, that's nothing sexual about that."
You mean one of your cartoons?
Yeah, one of my cartoons. I call them my guys. They're my
Yeah,
guys.
okay.
You're little guys.
Yeah, my little guys. I can, man, sometimes when I'm drawing little guys, you ever seen that horrifying footage of the claymation Mark Twain adventure where they meet the devil and he has like a mask and he builds this little model of claymation dudes that live and then he destroys them all and it's in front of a bunch of little children who are traumatized watching it. It's called The Stranger, and it's Will Vinton Studios, and it's just great. It's a great piece of animation, but it became an internet meme because of how incredibly creepy it was for a children's production. I think that's something that I think we need to bring back really scary children's movies. I think that like Return to Oz and there's like really scary sequences in Secret of Nim and Brave Little Toaster. That's what I was like always sad that Don Bluth eventually became so saccharine because some of those sequences in Nim go pretty fucking raw. So, some of those Adventure of Nim mouse sequences get right up inside my Wonder boner.
That's like the Rats of Nim, right?
Yeah.
I think I read a
Rats of
couple of those books.
They escaped from the lab, right?
Yes, that is a part of the but in the book it's mystified. They have gods and the legends, which it's a good movie. I love no animation fan could say The Secret of Nim is a bad movie.
And Don Bluth,
Don Bluth, he was a Disney animator. He did Fievel.
Oh, okay.
Which
I think
is
you were talking about does Fievel count as Jewish or not?
Yeah,
or is he just,
Fievel is a Jewish. He's explicitly Jewish in the movie.
are you
Making them into little rats. That's so progressive.
Well, it's funny. So you say that. So Mouse came out around the same time as Fievel, and Mouse is like I was talking about this with a friend yesterday. I hate fucking happy Holocaust movies. Movies where somebody learns something from the Holocaust, or like it's a Gentile's journey and he has the character arc and he saves instead of saving the cat, he saves the Jew. And that's like Schindler's List, Life is Beautiful, Jojo Rabbit, fucking Jacob the Liar, happy Holocaust movies.
What about the boy in the striped pajamas?
Have they made
where the Nazi realizes it's bad on his own? It's like, oh, my son died.
yeah. It's
because there are people.
Well, the important thing about the Holocaust is a Nazi learned something. That's the important thing about and that's to me that's what a lot of those movies do. And like movies. There aren't a lot of movies. I'd even say Spielberg does it better in Band of Brothers when they discover Auschwitz, and it's like this scene of immense horror. It's not this scene of relief. It's this scene of the negativity of humanity.
My dad made us skip that scene. He said something about historical inaccuracies, so I didn't get to watch that part.
Nah, what you gonna do? That joke's rough. It's a rough joke, Stephen.
Why is that a rough joke?
No.
Come on, it's funny.
I had this, I don't know, it's this idea of like, they drop 6 million Jews in front of Rain Man, and Rain Man that's 6 million there. I don't know what that joke is, but it's rough. And it's bad.
It's my dad that did it, not me.
Your dad is the Nazi in this joke.
Not me.
Okay. That's great.
I always know how to. I always got an escape rope,
Yeah. We should go full Sam Hyde. We should start doing Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Sam Hyde.
That sounds annoying. I find him annoying.
Yeah, he's annoying. He's an annoying guy. It's you can only do that like nihilistic kayfabe thing so much before it becomes tiresome.
Agree. He's not fun, not good, not funny.
Yeah. Well, I think I've definitely laughed at some $1 Million Extreme sketches, and that the one thing that I saw him that turned me on to him was his TEDx talk, which was very that shit is very funny.
He's like dressed up like a centurion or something.
Yeah, he's dressed up, and he's like the whole audience is turned on him, and he's like keeps going and going. I think that's the joke, right? He's just makes everyone uncomfortable, and he keeps doing that same joke over and over again, which is why it's tiresome. It's like, oh, I get it. You make people uncomfortable. That's your whole bit. But yeah, he actually donated like $5,000 to the Daily Stormer guy for his legal defense fund.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, that's bad. I don't know. Oh, no, it's a bit. It's a bit.
Yeah, I'm making people uncomfortable with my bit.
Yeah, making people uncomfortable by donating a lot of money to the Daily Stormer guy. Yeah. That shit is... Yeah, ethics in comedy. Comedians are the most ethical people on earth.
It's true.
Yeah.
Actually, you guys are joking, but it is actually true for me specifically.
Yeah. What are your ethics, Elijah?
Can we just circle back?
Yeah.
All right. That bit went nowhere. I'm sorry.
That's what are your ethics? No. Are you a Carlin guy? Do you love Carlin?
Nah, I don't think he's. I mean, his stuff's just not funny. His early stuff is just like really basic observational, stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But Seinfeld did way better 20 years later, and then his later stuff is just. It's just like. It's almost like the Clapter, kind of ranting, very few punchline. Almost giving like a TED talk with jokes.
Old man yells at cloud type stuff.
And he says some he has some, interesting stuff to say and good views, but it's just not funny to me.
I think there are two bits which I can say that I've genuinely laughed at which is his football versus baseball bit, where the bit is he transitioned. I'm a happy baseball guy. I'm an angry football guy. And that's something in my brain that triggers something in my brain where I'm like, it's funny because they're opposites. And The other one is stuff. I like the stuff bit where he talks about needing all your stuff, and a house is a place for all your stuff. And I think there's some comedy in there. But he was known to. That's what comedians want to be, is Lenny Bruce, right? Every comedian, once they get to a certain point of adulation or fame, they think of themselves as like a Lenny Bruce type.
That's their downfall. That's when they stop being funny.
Mm-hmm. That's when Lenny Bruce stopped being funny. It's weird that they see him. It's like, oh, Lenny Bruce, as when he got obsessed with his own obscenity trial, he just ranted about that and stopped telling jokes. And comedians, when they like hit that age 40 or something, are like, I want to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about Bill Hicks?
I haven't listened to much of his stuff, but kind of feel the same way about it.
Yeah, ranty. He has some.
He gets like pretty edgy sometimes, which I used to like, and like he has a famous bit where he says like Hitler didn't go far enough.
Yeah, he
should have killed everybody.
Yeah,
it's like, wow, man, that's so edgy.
That's
like
edgy,
everybody,
man.
Like the whole audience too.
Even the guys paying for this?
Like what?
No, that's us. That's the audience. We don't like that. It's very. I love that Tool loved him. I love the overlap between Bill Hicks and Tool fans.
If Tool loves something, it's a little.
Tool also
I feel like
Mr. Show.
Huh?
Oh, Tool liked Mr. Show. Maynard made Pussifer with the Mr. Show guys.
Oh, that's a good show. Mr. Show is good.
Mr. Show does hold up, especially that that sketch where the guy looks like a wet cigar and he jumped in the acid because of the metal pit. I think that shit is so fucking funny to me.
I like a relatively obscure Mr. Show bit the most, which is when they combine mayonnaise and mustard in one
mayo star.
Mayo star.
Yeah. Don't be a slave to the 2-jar system.
Yeah.
That had now discredited comedian Jay Johnston.
He is not discredited.
No, he just was at January.
Yeah, what happened? I thought they were investigating you.
I think I don't know if he got in trouble for it, except for getting kicked off of Bob's Burgers, which
he's not in the Bob's. He's not able to be in the.
Did Oldenkirk like pretend to be Saul and go into court with him? Like
that would be good. I from what I've heard from the commentary around it, people were just like, drinking, man. Don't drink, man. That's what got him. When they got Paul F. Tompkins for the official Paul F. Tompkins comment. Paul F. Compkins, they call him when he's commenting.
I don't hear much from him, but when I was listening to Comedy Bang Bang, I would always hear from him, but I don't hear from him anymore these days. What happened to him?
He's on that Robert Evans podcast a lot. He's on Behind the Bastards a bunch. For some reason, he's doing a guest spots on there, which isn't Robert Evans, I'm sure he's fine or whatever. He was a cracked writer, which is its own form of indignity. But no, cracked Reddits. We love you out there, cracked Reddits.
Yeah. Sure.
No, they're fine.
Yeah, they're all listening to this show. It's fine.
5 phrases that are more racist than you might think. We should bring cracked writing back. We should bring super listicles back. Everyone. I always had this joke, which I could never develop, which was the punchline is Schindler's Listicle. 100 Jews that are worth saving. Maybe I could expand that out. I can't even remember what I was talking about. Crack.com style stuff. And Robert Evans, right? Robert. So do you know about Robert Evans, Elijah?
I just know he hosts that podcast.
Yeah. But it's weird having like your leftist podcast on iHeartRadio, which is Clear Channel, which is one of the most, fundamentally evil corporations.
Michael Moore.
I mean, is it only on, because I like subscribe to it on like the regular podcast, like the Apple podcast app.
I wonder what the money, I don't know what the contract deal. I know it is backed by iHeartRadio, which is that's what's funny about capitalism, or it's like Rupert Murdoch funding The Simpsons. Does it make me money? I don't care that it makes fun of my stupid network. It makes me money. There's a certain kind of respect that I have for that ethos, where you just let on the dissenting point of view because it's that's very much our favorite subject on the show, the commodification of dissent. My favorite subject, the commodification of dissent.
I think Michael Moore's stuff is all on Amazon Prime, and he's always doing Amazon Prime ads, like on his Michael Moore podcast.
That's bizarre.
It's so weird.
That is a little weird. But
you got to use the tools of the master's house to tear it down.
Exactly.
That's how the quote went, right?
That's exactly how the quote goes. You got to use the master's tools. They're good tools. The master used them. Yeah, I hope we get big. I mean, that's the thing is I think we stopped being nominally left-wing because of our desire to make money.
Oh, you and me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly why I stopped being nominally left-wing. I was definitely nominally.
Well, I'm still left-wing, but this is no longer a left-wing pod. We used to be a left-wing. We were trying to get on that media
Did
grift.
we? Were we really?
That was me. I was trying to be
You were always like correcting shit I was saying.
Yeah, I was trying to be the new Jake Flores. And it didn't work out.
Well, we were trying to think up. Were we trying to think up controversies? Was that on the bonus pod that we just
was on
recorded?
the bonus pod.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
we can't
that was
rehash
just
that
recorded.
bit because
We can rehash that bit. We can
all
continue.
of our paying customers will be so pissed.
Yes.
We were going to do a bit. Remember our bit?
Our bit?
You were going to do a bit where we were at comedy boot camp.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have a tactical comedians boot camp.
We have 15 minutes left to do.
I screwed that up in the intro because the intro was supposed to be, look, there are spaces in our society that need to be safe. Too many vulnerable people are being attacked at these institutions. These institutions which should be for learning, for knowledge, people are getting attacked at them. And these people are, of course, comedians. Because you'd think it's a school shooting joke. Because of the atrocities, the recent atrocities.
When you first said comedy boot camp, I thought it was the place you would go to learn how to be funny, but it's not for that.
No, it's tactical comedian boot camp.
It's to learn how to fight.
It's to learn how to fight. Yeah, it's to learn how to use a knife. Okay. It's to learn how to comedians in this rough and tumble era. It's the comedian that will become mad.
Imagine if Chris Rock had a knife.
Just started
and
stabbing Will Smith.
Stabbed Will
Smith. Escalated a lot.
Yeah. Stabbed him to death.
Will Smith pulls out a bigger knife.
It's like a comedy situation. He pulls out a big mallet. That's what we should do. We should use the weapons of comedy like big mallets and anvils.
Yeah. How can you make the self-defense part of your comedy?
Yeah. What you want to do is you want to use the hard K sound when you're slashing at someone with your Bowie knife.
I call bazooka. Okay.
That's your comedy weapon?
Yeah, my comedy weapon for when someone says, so I say someone's wife's name too many times.
And then you bazooka them.
Hey, you got a bald wife, but I'm holding a bazooka.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it?
Nothing you can do. We need to do preemptive comedy strikes on civilians. Can you imagine? They're just dropping me on Yemen, and I'm like, who likes to laugh, folks? Hey, Yemeni people, it's your favorite guys, Jews, and we're here to make you laugh. Kinetic comedy strikes. What are other military terms that we can use with comedy? There's comedy boot camp, of course. There's the comedy navy. We send all the gay comics there. Tim Dillon cleans up there.
Yeah, he would do very well
in the comedy navy.
I bet he does USO shows. I bet that's what's happening.
Do you think he's banging soldiers at the USO shows?
Yeah.
He's a top. You think Tim Dillon's a top or a bottom?
I don't know. I don't have that precise kind of gaydar that you do.
I don't have that. My gaydar is really bad for a gay man. I think everyone's gay, which is my curse. Yeah. It's on the fritz. It's over. I have overclocked gaydar, so I just assume everyone's gay. But it's true. I can sense the gayness in everyone. In Dragon Ball Z, when they go to Namek, and Krillin and Gohan go to Guru, and Guru unlocks their potential. That's what I would like, that powers, but with gayness. I would like to be able to put my hand on somebody's forehead and unlock their gay potential. And they're like, there's so much energy in me now. There's so much energy. I can do Destructo Discs. Destructo Dicks, more like it.
I don't understand any of these references, but
Dragon Ball Z references. Are you not a South American teenager? Do you not understand these Dragon Ball Z references?
For knowing all of these references. I can only nod in agreement.
Elijah, what's your mileage on Dragon Ball Z?
All right. If I had to pick a Dragon Ball Z character that I was, I would be Goku because he's the best.
Right.
But I would also be combined with Vegeta because he's a bad boy who plays by his own rules.
Exactly.
And
that happened in the show, that you could be Gogeta. You could fuse and become Gogeta.
And I would be Piccolo, so I could rip my own dick off and just grow it back, just as a party trick.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's something you can do in front of people. They never showed that. That was one of the filler episodes that he did that in. Is he rips his own dick off. Hey, Piccolo, do you have any neat party tricks? Oh, I can do this, Goku. Oh, wow, that's cool. The lost dick ripping episode. I love how all of the horror stories we have now revolve around lost media for some reason. It's all about, it's the secret SpongeBob episode that will kill you if you watch it. It's the secret Totally Spies episode that they had to remove for its frank depiction of human trafficking.
The lost Dragon Ball episode where Master Roshi gets Me Too'd.
Finally, the episode where Master Roshi is indicted for his crimes against women. I mean, in the original Dragon Ball, Bulma, who is very much underage, definitely does flash him in order to get things from him. So, anime people. Anna, it's what you want.
Yes. Okay. Well, resounding advertisement for anime.
I saw one of those guys, because there's these guys that are like, waifus are much better than real women. And I saw this guy, I don't know if it's like he's doing a bit or not, but he does a TikTok dance of like, all these waifu guys are so pathetic. All these underage waifu guys are so pathetic. And then he does a little dance to some J-pop song where he flashes a bunch of underage anime women on screen.
I sent you that video.
Did you send me that video? That's very fun. That guy's a freak. That guy's a real freak. I have no trouble.
Even if it's a joke, it's like he's putting his face on there. That's thousands of retweets, like
of you. And now you're the guy whose face is associated with underage anime lust. So,
like, I'm wondering if any job would not fire you if that got sent to them.
You should get a job with Black Rifle Coffee.
They're going under, unfortunately.
I've heard. It's sad that they couldn't keep. Who'd have thought that conservatives don't like coffee? They're all drinking Bang energy drink. They're all.
There was like a Ponzi scheme kind of thing. They were getting people to invest in them. They're like valued at like they're like a $17 billion coffee company.
That only sells to conservative people. I feel like you're limiting your customer base if you're the conservative coffee. Coffee knows no political well, that's not true at all. Coffee knows a lot of political boundaries.
Don't you remember in the 90s when the people were all about fair trade coffee? What happened to that issue?
It's still there. I mean, people advertise as fair trade, but you have no way of verifying whether it's fair trade or not.
We should spend the next 8 minutes doing a deep dive on the current state of fair trade coffee.
You don't have to be conservative to drink Black Rifle Coffee.
That's their new
You just have to, love the troops, or maybe, you want to feel a little, like a little extra badass before your presentation at work.
Yeah.
You got family court coming up. Got Stay sharp.
Yeah, with your Black Rifle coffee before Family Court.
Blasting, Eminem, Hoobastank, Harley Rae Jepsen.
Right.
Because you opened everything.
They should do the enlightened centrist pivot
before your domestic violence court case.
Look, DV knows no political boundaries, just like Black Rifle Coffee. I should say false DV accusations. False DV accusations know no political boundary, just like Black Rifle. Yeah, they're the enlightened centrist MRA people, I guess.
Yeah, Johnny Depp's drinking it every day before court.
I love Black Rifle Coffee. The glass that shattered my hand actually was filled with Black Rifle Coffee. It's Heard versus Depp, week 80.
I think they're finally wrapping it up, and thank goodness.
It's been real long.
I think they're going to get back together.
Somehow, I think these two crazy kids are going to make it.
Yeah, that's your favorite, Alex. That's your favorite thing. It's like, oh, you kids are crazy about each other.
You two kids are crazy about each other. Yeah, I love calling anyone younger than me kids. I love being an old guy. I think old. That's why I never had that's why I don't like Arcade Fire, because I feel like in order to like Arcade Fire, you had to feel young at least once in your life.
And your childhood was stolen, of course.
My childhood was stolen by my stage mother parents. Alex, do the monologue from Macbeth better. No, terrible. You're putting the emphasis on the wrong syllable. You'll never get on Degrassi that way. You'll never be on Degrassi.
You'll never
be like
Canadian. Man, you could have been Drake.
I could have been Drake. I could have been Drake with my Canadian rap, with my nice, clean Canadian rap.
Well, let's be honest. You could have been Drake's friend.
We had a white rap, famous.
What's his name on the show? Drake's friend. Sorry.
I don't know what Drake's friend's name
is. One more thing about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. I don't know who's innocent, who's guilty, but to be safe, they should have the Clockwork Orange procedure done on both of them. Just.
Absolutely. Ludovico technique. They should show them each other's movies and make them fall in love again by doing the Ludovico technique on them. What if Johnny Depp, he couldn't watch Aquaman because he got insanely jealous of Jason Momoa? And he and Jason Momoa are in bad terms because of it.
Why is Jason...
because Amber Heard plays the love interest in that movie.
Oh, okay.
They got a lot of chemistry. They got a lot of chemistry. They don't have any chemistry. They do not.
If I couldn't watch Aquaman, I'd kill myself.
That movie rules. I unironically, actually, I do like the Aquaman movie. I think it has a lot of good stuff.
Didn't he say? I think Jason. How do you say his last name?
Momoa. I think
Momoa. He said it was the Tool of the Marvel movies, like the band Tool. He compared Aquaman to the music of Tool.
Oh, what? What? He said that.
I kind of wanted to see it because I'm the biggest Tool fan on the podcast.
Does this mean there's going to be a Conor O'Malley Aquaman video?
Oh man, I love Conor O'Malley.
I know the fishes talk because I heard them speak to me. I'm gonna talk a fish, I'm gonna talk a fish, now boom. This is fucking stupid.
You can't even count the time signature of that movie.
Shut up! I'm
it's not even possible.
Perfectly.
No one can understand the complexities of Schism. I've listened to it 5,000 times.
Tool fans should do no FAP, but according to the Fibonacci sequence.
Yeah, you think we don't?
You hold your semen for 1 day, you hold it for another day, then you hold it for 2 days, then you hold it for 3 days, then you hold it for 5 days, then you.
So you know how fish fans have get-togethers outside of the fish concert. Yeah. Tool fans go to a monastery, okay, once a year.
Yeah,
and it's at that point we ejaculate in a fractal pattern. Okay. We make a fractal of
the
ejaculate.
Guys in the video vomiting the black sludge. You lift up and you all come in a fractal circle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I love Tool Monastery Day.
Getting together with all your tool buddies.
Well, everyone, like, I don't know. I really am into Tool.
Yeah.
But I can make fun of it because I listened to Tool every day for like a year.
That's a lot of Tool.
Like a couple albums every single day.
They inspire that devotion in me.
Your brain needs to be. You're not really listening to Tool if you're not also microdosing CBD every day.
Oh, I mean, I was macrodosing a lot of things at that point. I was probably having 12 to 16 to maybe even 24 beers a day. And
That's macrodosing. It's a lot of beers.
having a good time. Doing my landscaping job.
I missed the landscaping.
I was talking to my cigarettes. I would start smoking like my 25th cigarette of the day and look down at it and be like, cigarettes, you'll never leave me. You'll never break up with me. Cigarettes, you'll never leave me, move away, or break up with me.
Tool blasting in your headphones.
Oh, yeah. I'm
lamenting.
doing a horrible job at hedge trimming. Like, my boss came out and was like, "What the fuck? Why did you?
I'm trimming the hedges in fractal patterns. Your mind's not advanced enough to see it. You got to listen to more Tool.
You gotta listen. You're not understanding the rhythm of these leaves. It's a very complicated rhythm.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. Go check out tool.com. Okay, it's time for plugs. Elijah, what would you like to plug? And we can also put any links for you in the description of the pod, which people should go check.
Man, I really should have started a podcast months ago or something that I could plug.
Yeah.
Instead of being lazy, but just my Twitter at Elijah Craan, ELIJAHCRAN. That's like the only thing. Follow me.
You're on the Twitter. Do you have a YouTube? Can they see your stand-up clips on YouTube or no YouTube yet?
I have a YouTube. I have a set. It's like my pinned tweet. Aside from that, I don't really have. Oh, there's a video of a table read of like a young Sheldon spec script I wrote on YouTube.
That's good. Everyone.
It's not under my account, but if you search Lookout Comedy Festival Young Sheldon spec script, it'll come up.
Okay. Everyone look out for that Young Sheldon spec script.
I'm gonna link to it in the podcast description. I have it up already.
It's very very fun. It's very good.
Hell yeah. Elijah, thank you so much for being on. A pleasure to have you.
Yeah, please.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Anytime you want to come on the show, please come back.
Yeah. Anytime you got something you want to talk about, if you got Elijah's corner.
I'll be on however or whenever. I'm on disability. I'm unemployed. I have unlimited free time, basically. So
hell yeah,
be on as much or as little as you want.
Great.
That fucking rules.
Well, we do this on Sundays, so the Lord's look out for Sundays. The Lord's Day. That's why we do it on Sunday.
Truckosaurus is coming next Sunday, so I'm not gonna.
Not available.
Man, I would choose Truckosaurus over us any day of the week.
Maybe we could do a lot. When we look up what Truckosaurus is, and then see.
We should try and open for Truckosaurus.
Is that a band?
No, it's the truck. It's a monster truck that eats other trucks.
We should do a live version of this.
I mean, it's a Simpsons reference. Am I the only autistic person?
It's a Simpsons
on this podcast.
They get their car eaten by Truckosaurus, and then I remember this. I thought Truckosaurus was a real thing. I thought it was based on a real robot truck.
It is a band.
There is a band, of course.
There is a band called Truckosaurus, and they have an album called Fast Times at Tard Core High.